Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session. So, I hope all of you are doing great and preparing really well for your upcoming NTA Net exam in June, right? Great. So, today we are here with one more session of revision for NTA Net exam. Are you all ready? Yes, let's get started. Let me start by sharing my screen. Yes, the screen is visible. Yeah. So welcome again to our NTA Net revision session 4. Are you all ready for this fourth session? Yes, great. Let's get started. Here's your first question for tonight, and please do like the session. Let me also open the chat box so that I can see what you all are saying. Yes, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, let's start. Yes. Here's your first question. Which of the following are novels by Orwell? George Orwell, you all know. Pseudonym of Eric Arthur Blair, born in Motihari of Bihar. Which among the following are novels by Orwell? 1984, Animal Farm, and Burmese Days. Right? A, B, D. A, B, D only. 1984, Animal Farm, and Burmese Days. These three are novels by Orwell. Brave New World, it's a work of dystopian fiction by whom? Aldous Huxley. And Lord of the Flies was the debut novel of William Golding, first published in 1954. Okay? Yes, correct. Here's your next question. Okay, so match the following question of novels and novelists. You tell me, Under the Net is a novel by whom? Under the Net, it's a novel by whom? It's by Iris Murdoch. Under the Net is a novel by Iris Murdoch. The Grass is Singing. It's a novel by Doris Lessing. Doris Lessing. The Alexandria Quartet. It's by Lawrence Durrell. Lawrence Durrell. Murphy. Murphy. It's a novel by Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett. And lastly, we have Lucky Jim. Lucky Jim. It's a campus novel by Kingsley Amis. Lucky Jim. It's a campus novel by Kingsley Amis. Kingsley Amis. Okay? Got it? Very good. Next, tell me. In which book does Satan fly across the outer shell of the universe and encounter the paradise of fools, also known as the limbo of vanity? It's a textual question from Milton's Paradise Lost. Such questions have already come many times. Tell me this one. In which book does Satan fly across the outer shell of the universe and encounter the paradise of fools? It is book 3. Book 3 of Paradise Lost. Yes. Book 3 of Paradise Lost. Correct. Next. Ayyo. Question kahan gaya? Okay. I got confused. So yes, our admissions are going on to our new December net course. If you want, you can join us. Okay. Now the early bird offer is going on. Right. In which of the following poems does John Donne use the conceit of a tiny insect as a marriage temple and a cloister to represent the union of two lovers? Question from John Donne. Very important. It is very easy. The flea. The flea. Very good. Wait. I think I have opened the wrong PPT by mistake. Wait. Just a second. I think I have opened the wrong PPT by mistake. Now it's okay. I had opened the wrong PPT by mistake. Let me reshare the screen. I had opened the wrong PPT by mistake. Yeah, it's a repeated question from the last session. Which of these characters figure in Shakespeare's Hamlet? Which of these characters are there in Shakespeare's Hamlet? Yeah. Which of these characters are from Shakespeare's Hamlet? Very easy it is. Polonius and Laertes. Polonius and Laertes. They're characters from Hamlet. Iago is the villain in Othello. And Mercutio is from Romeo and Juliet. Mercutio, it's from Romeo and Juliet. Okay, yes. Iago is from Othello. Correct. Next. Who among the following were poet laureates of the United Kingdom? Who among the following were poet laureates of the United Kingdom? Ted Hughes, Cecil D. Lewis, T.S. Eliot, W.H. Auden. Who among them were the poet laureates of UK? UK. Yes, Ted Hughes and Cecil D. Lewis. Ted Hughes and Cecil D. Lewis. They were the poet laureates of UK. All right. Next. The Jacobean city comedy, A Chast Made in Cheapside by Thomas Middleton, was published in which year? The Jacobean city comedy, A Chast Made in Cheapside by Thomas Middleton, was published in which year? The plays of the Jacobean period are very popular, and they keep asking questions from this period, Jacobean period. The city comedy, A Chast Made in Cheapside, was first published in 1630. 1630. Okay. Next. Which critic, writing under the pseudonym Z in Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine, coined the derogatory term Cockney School of Poetry to attack authors like John Keats and Leigh Hunt? Which critic, writing under the pseudonym Z in Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine, coined the derogatory term Cockney School of Poetry to attack poets and authors like John Keats and Leigh Hunt? It is John Gibson Lockhart. John Gibson Lockhart was a critic who wrote under the pseudonym Z in the Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine, and he had coined this term Cockney School of Poetry to attack John Keats and Leigh Hunt. Yes, John Gibson Lockhart. Very good. Next question. Which among the following are true about Samuel Beckett? Such statement-based questions are very common these days. Tell me, which among the following are true about Samuel Beckett? He was born in Dublin, Ireland in 1906. Key figure in the theatre of the absurd. Waiting for Godot features characters called Vladimir and Estragon. Leopold Bloom is the protagonist of his novels. No, no, no. Leopold Bloom is a character created by James Joyce, not Samuel Beckett. Beckett wrote many of his major works originally in French and translated them into English. So, which statements here are true about Samuel Beckett, the famous playwright in the post-World War era? Yes, A, B, C, and E. All are correct except D, because Leopold Bloom is a character created not by Beckett but by James Joyce. Okay, otherwise all the statements are correct. Yes, Beckett was indeed born in Dublin, Ireland in 1906. He was a key figure in the theatre of the absurd. His famous play, Waiting for Godot, has characters Vladimir and Estragon, and he wrote many of his major works originally in French, and later those were translated into English. Okay, right? Very good. Which of the following is not true about Wordsworth's preface to lyrical ballads? Which of the following is not true about Wordsworth's preface to lyrical ballads? Which is not true? Say, yes. It is not true that it maintains that there is an essential difference between the language of prose and metrical composition. Wordsworth never said this, right? So option C is not true about Wordsworth's preface to lyrical ballads, first published in 1800. Okay, right, very good. Next, match the following. You have poets and poems. Match karo. T.S. Eliot wrote The Westland. Wilfred Owen, the war poet, wrote Dulce et decorum est. Philip Larkin wrote Church Going. And Dylan Thomas wrote Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. So A3, B4, C1, D2. Yes. T.S. Eliot, The Westland. Wilfred Owen, Dulce et decorum est. Philip Larkin, Church Going. Dylan Thomas, Do Not Go Gently Into That Good Night. C is the correct answer. Okay. Yes. Very good. Next question. Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard is considered a transitional poem in English literature, primarily because dash. Why is Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard called a transitional poem? Again, Thomas Gray was a transitional poet towards the end of the 18th century. He belonged to the school of the graveyard poetry. So what do you mean by transitional? When the poets were still in a limbo. There is when the influence of neoclassicism was still very much there, and yet the poet started experimenting with new themes. When they started experimenting with romantic themes. Yes. So why is Elegy written in a country churchyard called a transitional poem? Because it utilizes neoclassical formal structures like the heroic quatrain to express proto-romantic themes of individual emotion and common humanity. Okay, can you tell me who were the other pre-romantics? Living aside Thomas Gray, tell me who were the other pre-romantics? Other pre-romantics beside Gray? There were William Blake, John Dyer, Robert Burns, James Thompson, Oliver Goldsmith, right? They were also the pre-romantics. Pre-romantics. They laid the foundations of romanticism. And after that, the romanticism proper began with poets like Wordsworth, Coleridge, Sade. And then we had the later romantic poets like Keats, Shelley, Byron. Yes, William Cowper. He was also a major transitional poet. William Cowper. William Cowper. Tell me, is it true that the romantics were inspired by industrial revolution, the French revolution? Is it true that the romantics were inspired by the industrial revolution, the French revolution? Yes. Their poetry, their thoughts were inspired greatly by the industrial revolution, the ideals of the French revolution. Okay. Yes, even James Macpherson was also a major transitional poet, correct? Okay. Yes, yes, correct है. Okay, okay. Can you tell me, Elegy written in a country churchyard was first published in which year? Elegy written in a country churchyard was first published in which year? Elegy written in a country churchyard was first published in 1751. 1751. Okay, 1751. Please try to memorize the years as much as you can. Please memorize the years as much as you can. Yes, 1751. That's correct. 1751. Yes? All right. All right. Tell me, which is the topographical poem by John Dyer? Just now we talked about John Dyer, the transitional poet. Which is a topographical poem by John Dyer? Which is a topographical poem by John Dyer? Grongar Hill. Grongar Hill. Topographical means, what do you mean by topographical poem? Poem which praises or eulogizes the surrounding landscape. Poem which praises or eulogizes the surrounding landscape. John Dyer's Grongar Hill. Then Wordsworth's Tintern Abbey. Cooper's Hill by John Denham. Then Alexander Pope's Windsor Forest. All these are major examples of topographical poetry. Topographical poetry. Yes, John Dyer's Grongar Hill. Arihanur, you mistakenly purchased the June net course. Yes, yes, please contact our office team. Just drop them a text, or you can also call them in the office hours. They will solve this problem of yours. Okay. Just call the office number during the office hours or drop them a text, whatever way you feel comfortable. They will solve this problem. Okay. Arihanur? All right. Don't worry. This is a very minor thing. There's nothing to panic. Okay. Don't worry. All right. Okay. So yes, see here you can see our office numbers. If any of you has any problem like that, please contact us at our office numbers during the office hours, or you can also drop a text and the team will sort out your queries. All right. Yes. So our December admission is going on for net batch. You can join us if you want. And it's the weekend here already. So we will see you all again in the next session. Till then, please take care and keep learning, keep studying. We will see you all again very soon. Okay.